Welcome to the Period Besties Podcast with Stasha and Katie. Think about it as chatting with your best friends about all the TMI stuff you've never talked about before with two period coaches who've been helping hormones collectively for over 20 years now. I'm Stasha.
And I'm Katie, and we're pulling back the curtain on what it's like in the world of menstrual coaching. From puberty to menopause and everything in between, we're here to show you how period coaching can save the day. We'll share practical tips and information you can put to immediate use to improve your hormones and happiness.
We're removing the mystery, ending the taboo, and shining a light on just how powerful period coaching can be.
So whether you need period coaching or are considering becoming a period coach yourself, these episodes are going to help you. We'll share stories, coach live on air, and bring smart, savvy guests to share their wisdom too. Let's start today's episode.
Happy New Year, everybody. Welcome back to the Period Besties Podcast 2025, Season 2. How excited are we?
Oh my God, so excited. I'm so thrilled for this coming year and this coming season. I think this is going to be an absolute ball. We have so many ideas coming for you guys this year.
Right? Every time we talk, we come up with new and exciting things. So before we kick off the episode, we are inviting all of you to our first ever Period Besties Community Circle. We think it's going to be a fabulous, fun way. Actually, we don't think, we know. And we would love to start 2025 off with community, with all of our besties, because let's just do this together. Let's create fun, realistic, attainable health goals. Let's talk about our health, our hormones, what challenges we have. Let's all meet in a community and create some space, figure out how we're actually going to do these things. I feel like every year I have these grand plans and I'm like, okay, now I have to go backwards and figure out how I'm going to add this in, what changes I want to make, what I want to implement, what doesn't make sense. So let's do it together. Let's have fun doing it and get support and guidance from us, but also everyone else that's in the circle. So save the date. You can sign up now. It's going to be on January 22nd. Come and join us. There'll be a recording if you can't make it. We have some really good ideas for the rest of the year, but I don't think this is going to be the only community circle that we do this year.
Agreed. Just thinking about how hormonally healthy it is to spend time with the girls. I feel like 2025 is going to need a little extra self-care, a little extra time with the girls, a little extra time for yourself, investing in your health, your wellness, time, that kind of thing. So I feel like this is going to be one of those years that we're really going to need each other and the support. So yeah, I definitely see some community circles in our future this year.
Definitely. Yeah. And just giving a big virtual hug for all of us to be here, for everyone listening, and always optimistic, but starting off 2025 with support and community is going to be life altering, I think, for this year, especially.
Yeah, I love that you're an optimist. I unfortunately fall more on the realist side of things. So already planning extra self-care this coming year, which is something that we'll be talking about on the podcast throughout the year, right? Because it is going to be one of those things that we really need to touch base on consistently. And charting is something that we're going to dive into this year as well, some more, because it is such a key to self-care. So we definitely have some topics coming this year that are self-care oriented, things to help make sure that you are taking care of yourself and that kind of stuff. But yeah, it's certainly going to be a theme through the second season.
Yeah. And I think I really, in 2024 last year, I really took a deep dive into how I was taking care of myself and really implemented and up-leveled my self-care in the sense of incorporating more rest.
Yeah.
Which I have not done in my life as well as I really did last year. And that's something that I am going to continue to look into and do this year too. But I think sometimes we think of self-care, for me anyways, I love massages. I love facial. That's self-care. But then I was coming home and I'm like, it's already gone. I don't feel that calmness anymore. So the rest aspect of it was life-changing. And so we're going to talk about self-care in the sense of how to do things that last a little bit longer, like still get the massages, do the things that make you feel good.
Yeah.
But how do we actually sustain
Yeah.
that feeling?
Because
Which
that's
is
the
hard.
important part.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. The sustainability of it. And of course, some things cost a lot of money. Some things are free. Some of the best self-care things you can do, like resting, is free, right? So making sure that we have some good spectrum of suggestions that no matter where you live, no matter what your income, we have some suggestions that will hit everybody across the board. But if you want personalized suggestions, come get coaching. Do a live coaching session with us for this coming year. Just email us, slide into the DMs, whatever, but let us know. If you want specialized, unique to you suggestions, 100% jump on and do coaching with us on the podcast this year.
Don't miss this opportunity. We had really good period coaching sessions last year and checking in with people. And it's been really interesting to see, okay, like I'm definitely, oh, you just reminded me just by seeing your name that I should check in on this as well.
Right.
So even though it's just one session, just even following along with us and getting little reminders when you're listening to a different podcast or you see something on our Instagram will trigger that sense of, oh yeah, like that's something else that I was thinking about doing. So it's, even though it's a one time, it's going to be really changing for a long period of time. So definitely join us. Don't be shy. Come share. Like, we overshare our lives. We won't ask you anything that feels super uncomfortable if you tell us ahead of time, but just come. Don't feel shy. Know that we're here to support you. There's never any judgment ever from any of us. It's more of a community space where you get support and you can ask questions and we will give you real advice, like no BS. If you do this, you will feel better.
Yep.
Right. And a lot of the things that we suggest don't cost any money, honestly.
Right. Yeah, because a lot of the answers are within what you're already doing in some kind of rearranged fashion, or increasing something or decreasing something. So some of the things that we talk about or are going to be talking about this year, right? Like gut health and sleep are two things that a lot of our suggestions are quite easy to implement. They're just a matter of making it work for you. Like, how do I remember to do that thing? So we're going to be talking about that. Thyroid as well. We're going to be talking about that this coming year. And a lot of those are simply little tweaks and twists and education. And you might be doing this, but are you doing this? Or maybe you don't know anything when you're just starting from scratch. Yeah, we've got some good topics coming up this year that are really whole body health, wellness, really going to help you feel better, help those cycles get better, help reduce that PMS, help reduce those extreme issues, right? 90% of us have some level of PMS. It's so easy to fix, right? It's one of the easiest things to fix in our cycles. So we'll be talking about all that good stuff this year so that you can actually help reduce that.
Definitely. And I love that we're going to talk about sleep. And what I have found with talking to my own clients and my own health is that it just changes. So things that might have worked 2 years ago might not be supporting you right now. So a lot of these things you're like, oh, my sleep's okay, but how can we improve it? And what if it shifts and changes? I know seasonally, my sleep is so different. Like, it's so dark. Yes. Every day I'm like, wait, it's only 6 o'clock at night. Like, I think it's 10. So I've been going to bed. I've been sleeping by 9 o'clock, which is, in the summer, I'm still high energy. I can do more things. So we might even do like seasonal sleep check-ins with all of you, because it does change. It changes with your cycle. And all of this is really to help all of us feel more grounded, confident, helping us find our voice, helping us have stronger, healthier boundaries with family, friends, work, and really working with, not against, the natural rhythm of our bodies and our hormones. And something that we're both very passionate about is working with what's going on rather than adding these things in that don't necessarily make sense to what's naturally going on internally in our body.
Yeah. And I'm really looking forward to it. We have some great guests that are going to be talking about finding your voice and gaining that confidence and that clarity to speak what you need and what matters and those kinds of things, which is ever increasingly important these days. And then, of course, my close to heart topic of business and flow, we're going to tackle some of that as well this year. It's always something that I like to do, right? I've coached thousands of business coaching clients. I love coaching business, but it's been a bit topsy-turvy in the last year. We've seen a lot of significant changes to our businesses, how they're working, what's not working, that kind of thing. So we're going to dive into that as well this year. And I'm looking forward to that because one of the things, like a pillar that I stand for, is that this world would be significantly better if women were making more money.
100%.
We know it for fact. There are studies. You can read The Revolution Will Be Bloody. I have some of those in that book. I talk about it, but there's studies that prove that when money goes into the hands of women, the community improves. Everyone's lives improves. The kids are healthier and live longer. Like the child mortality rates shift. So everything gets better when women have the purse strings. So something that I truly believe is that this world would be a better place if more women were making more money. How do we do that? And unfortunately, in a lot of businesses, there's a ceiling, right? The glass ceiling. But in a lot of places and a lot of businesses, there's a ceiling on that. So running your own business, taking a side business, starting something, those little things that get you out from under the glass ceiling where you can leverage your time, your income, make as much as you want. And I've had a lot of clients over the years that just wanted to make enough that they could put away for a retirement account. They weren't going for like multiple 7-figure businesses. They just wanted to have a comfortable life where they got to set their own hours so that they could be home for the school pickup, so that they could make breakfasts in the morning. Just having a successful business that paid the bills, saved for retirement, a vacation, and could be there for their kids, their families, their own adventures, their own lives, whatever it is. I love having my own business because I like doing things like writing books, things that with a regular 9-to-5, it's hard to do. It's definitely a passion, and I'm really looking forward to diving into that one this year.
And I love listening to you talk about that. Like you light up, you're so excited. I've learned so much from you in terms of how I work and how I pay attention to where I am in my cycle and what I'm going to do versus what I'm not going to do. Okay, like I'm in ovulation, like I can write all these newsletters and then I know now the days leading up to my period, like I'm just not even going to attempt to write. So I've learned so much from you and I'm really excited for everybody to hear more about business and flow and working in flow and living in flow and relationships in flow. So the reason why we're talking about this is that was one of our top episodes.
Yeah.
Starting and the tracking and working and each phase of the cycle that we talked about.
Mm-hmm.
So we know that you're all interested and we really want to dive in so that you have a deeper understanding of how to live your life in flow. And it really just makes sense. For me, if I can just get out of my head and I just know where I am in my cycle and I'm like, oh yeah, I feel a little bit more anxious today because my period's coming. Okay. I'm just going to say that out loud and it gets out of my head. But just being able to pinpoint how I feel and why I feel that way. Oh my God. Like seriously has been so helpful for my own mental health.
Yeah. Huge. Yeah. So if anyone listening, if you want a topic in flow, send us the topic and we will put it in flow for you.
That's what I love about Stasha's work too. It's okay. Here's what's going on. How do I do this in flow? She's like, this is what you do. I was like,
okay. It is my superpower.
Yes, I love it. We all have our superpowers and that's yours. And
absolutely.
It's like amazing superpower. So welcome to 2025. We cannot wait to do this year with all of you. Make sure you join us for our first community circle on January 22nd. If you would like to be part of our podcast this year and get some live period coaching, reach out to us ASAP. We'll get you scheduled. And if there are any topics of interest to you, let us know. We will read that, we'll record it, and we will publish it for all of you to hear. So we're so excited. Thank you for being along for this journey. We had the best time last year, and we cannot wait to continue with the new season this year. See you in our next episode. Thank you for joining. Bye for now.
A big shout out and thank you to our sponsors for today's episode, Period Coaching School and Katie Bresek Wellness.
Thanks to you, our favorite bestie, for listening to the Period Besties Podcast, where no topic is TMI. And of course, share this episode with your besties.
Remember to leave us a 5-star review, nothing less than the best for us besties, and subscribe wherever you listen to podcasts.
You can follow us on Instagram at Stasha Washburn and at Katie Bresek, or email us at periodbestiespodcast@gmail.com.
Check out more about us at katiebresek.com and periodcoachingschool.com. And of course, check the show notes for free goodies and extras that support this episode.
We'll see you on the next episode.
Bye for now, besties.